Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums, 'tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I'm just inside of No Man's Sky, just to give you a little bit of a news update, and when I think we might see more news to the actual verse inside of this beautiful verse we call No Man's Sky. Right, so let's head on over to Johnny 5, the Quicksilver Synthesis Companion, and let's go to create items from Quicksilver. Now you can see here I've already purchased and created quite a few of these, but there's still some that I haven't, so that one there. And that one, and we're still waiting for this final decal to unlock. Probably my favourite out of all of them, to be fair. I quite like that one. Pretty sort of retro looking in a roundabout way. This one has a very festive vibe to it. I think that would be good for stained glass windows and things like that. These are really cool as well. I like the fact that the Atlas logo's in them. But these are all for different sort of player hubs and things like that. I really wish mine was in there for the old 905. I guess. I don't know whether I've got my logo. No, it's not on this top. But yeah, that very cool. Very cool to see those being rendered into the verse. Righto, so what am I thinking next? So the Quicksilver store after this, there are more things to actually unlock. There's quite a lot of stuff still out there, people, that we haven't quite got yet. If I bring up the No Man's Sky app, the only thing is, a lot of this has kind of gone out to sync. If I make it a little bit larger on screen so I can show you what I mean, but if I go into community missions, it's actually still saying that we're on an expedition right now, but we've already got these, we've already got those. So if I just hit next, I don't know where we got them. The Peeping Fauna banner. Right, so let's go previous. There's some Viking banners as well. Viking banners. And then there's these as well, which we've already got those. Whoops. We've already got those. There's all of these, which I don't think we've got those yet. So there's all of those. These are what we're just unlocking now, I think, aren't they? Yeah, they're what we're unlocking now. I believe we've already got these. Seed cones and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's a couple of bits that we haven't quite unlocked yet. Mainly sort of base flora, like plants and stuff inside of No Man's Sky. And that's probably about it when it comes to Quicksilver items. But they're going to last a fair few more weeks. Now, there's something else that's still running for a fair few more weeks. So if I just exit back out to the title screen, and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so from the main title screen, if I hit play and hit new game, you can see over here that the actual Titan expedition has got another 4 weeks remaining. Now, it could take another 4 weeks to unlock all those Quicksilver items that I just showcated inside a game. So I honestly don't think we're going to see anything happen for another 4 weeks. So I'll bring up a calendar in a moment and we'll look to see when that sort of brings us to a conclusion point and when I think we might see something happen inside of No Man's Sky. Okay, chums, so here you go. I've got a calendar here. Let me just zoom in a little bit further because we're really interested in February through to March. So let's just say it's from the Tuesday, the 25th of March. We normally see updates happen on the Tuesdays or the Wednesdays, so roughly around here. If we do 4 weeks from there, that takes us into the first week of March. That's week 1. Second week of March, the 11th. 18th of March is week 4. Now, they normally have a bit of a resting state. I don't think we're going to see anything happen perhaps until maybe the 25th. Sometimes we see expeditions run back to back. I'm not implying that the next update is going to be another expedition. However, they do say that the expeditions are seasonal. So I would say that that one is maybe, the first wintry sort of seasonal update this year, but then we're going to get a spring update, or expedition I should say, probably March, April time, because that's the start of spring. So I honestly do think that we might see, because they're seasonal, something happen around the 25th, and I think it could be another expedition. Do I think the next expedition might be lore-based? I'm thinking the biggest expedition this year, or biggest update this year, is going to happen around, or in between August and October. I think it's going to be the fall update to No Man's Sky. I think it's going to be very creepy, very Halloweeny, and I think that's going to happen latest end of October, earliest early August. The only reason I'm saying early August is we've got the No Man's Sky meetup, which is happening late August on the August bank holiday, and it could be that, you know, maybe they might want to bring an update in just before that happens. Other years they've given us cakes with the latest artwork, cover artwork for the big summer update on the cake at the actual meetup, and it's been a pattern that's happened now for 2 meetups. It seems to be that we've had a big update just before the meetup actually happens. So maybe we might see the big update happen before the meetup, but that's a very high speculation there, going off of cakes. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much everything I've got for you when it comes to No Man's Sky news. So I don't think anything is going to happen now until around about maybe the 18th to 25th of March. I think we may see something happen around then. And I think it may be another expedition, people. And considering that we're heading into April and the Easter period, I wouldn't be surprised if the actual expedition itself features a couple of pets, or the ability to have companions, or some sort of egg that we hatch and get a really cool pet. And I wouldn't be surprised if they give us some more pet slots or pet pens or something around companions. A little bit more of an update to companions, a little bit of an update to our pets. That's what I would guess might happen around March and April time. Hence why I'm doing an Easter planetary giveaway for pet eggs as well in April time, and also doing base tours on my planet that I've found that I feel is kind of spring sort of based. Anyway, something else worth a mention is I follow Martin Griffiths over on the old Twitterverse or X or whatever you want to call it this month, and yeah, he works for Hello Games, and he also works on a lot of the visual sort of bugs that happen inside of No Man's Sky, and with a lot of the latest updates being around polish on looks of the game and bringing what's in the engine of Light No Fire into No Man's Sky, some of those new sort of fidelity updates and graphical updates need a little bit of his sort of steer, shall we say. Now, one of the actual bugs that I've been having quite a lot was the screen being eaten like this. And it sort of like gets slowly dissolved. It sort of goes black, especially when I bring up menus, talk to NPCs, interact with the portal. And it's been happening on all of my videos as of late. So I can only but apologise. It's not down to myself. I mean, I am running an AMD 7000 series. And when you scroll up and you take a little look at everything that's been going on. So, yeah. Just to add a note here about bugs like this and the current AI hype, there is zero possibility that AI could help fix a bug like this quickly, simply because it required human agency and a fix iteration time, which was a very limiting factor. Okay, so yeah, it's just saying that AI isn't going to be able to fix these bugs all too quickly. Now this bug here, this is what I wanted to read. Recently we had a bug on Switch where the NPC interactions, which have depth of field, caused a horrible crawling black pixel bug. We saw reports of similar bugs with certain AMD 7000 series cards with No Man's Sky Worlds Part 2. I submitted a Zendesk report on this with a video showing it happen, and I put in timestamps to make it really nice and easy for them to follow. And I also sent a screenshot of my system information, thinking it might be a graphics card related issue rather than more their programming. But until this week we hadn't been able to reproduce this issue. Our players reported various semi-fixed methods with AA modes and window settings adding to the mystery. I reproduced the bug yesterday after finding a YouTube link on Reddit that happened to show their full graphics settings. You can see the bug here in my quick phone capture of the horror bug. Okay, so that's what they're calling it, the horror bug. I mean, it does look quite cool in the way that it slowly dissolves the screen. I mean, if it was a death sequence and everything slowly fade into black and it kind of went from the outside in, that would actually be a cool effect. But, you know, cool. Anyway, 4 hours of shader debugging later, and I've submitted a fix which should make it into the next patch. Hooray and hurrah! So I think that's going to be happening over the next 4 weeks anyway. I think we're going to see more polish fixes and bug fixes and squashing of bugs. So if you have got a bug outstanding, make sure you submit it to the Zendesk. If it is a graphical bug, please show all your graphics settings and at least let them know what graphics card you're running on. On the surface, this bug looks the same as the Switch issue, which was a NAN propagation. But it wasn't that, I guess. Cool. Interested to see if any graphics programmers here can have a stab at what the bug is. Bearing in mind, it was only on one class of GPUs only. Yeah, you got me foxed. You know, I'm not a graphics programmer, but for me, that's actually experiencing this bug, what I found is as it went into the depth of field, if I then moved my thumbsticks, it didn't matter which one, it would slowly eat the screen in the direction where I was moving the focus. I would say it's got something to do with the shaders wiping out the screen, basically. I used to have a problem like this actually inside of Windows once, where when I moved the mouse, it actually removed the pixels on the screen. It was almost like I was rubbing my own screen out. And I think it happened just in Paintbrush, of all things, and it was on a Windows update, but that was freaking eons ago. You're talking Windows XP days, or maybe Vista, maybe even Millennium Edition. But yeah, I don't think so. You know, when you type in rope, you used to be able to do like a command for rope, and it slowly moved the screen around as well. It reminded me a little bit of that. But anyway, that's pretty much everything I have when it comes to bug squashing. But I'm hoping we get to see a little bit more stability come to multiplayer. But that's not Martin Griffiths' department. Martin Griffiths is the graphics guy. So if you do have any graphical glitches, like I say, get it over on the Zendesk. This guy is super vigilant. And I'm loving his transparency and seeing a little bit of the background on how the actual studio works. Yes, there's a lovely little bit of the artwork in the background. It's Bo Lamb's artwork, and then I've sort of superimposed it into the actual space stations. I was hoping that the station overrides, when we put them in, would make this new race appear. Now, we have had something similar to that happen with the autophages appearing at autophage camps. You know, this race that is actually parallel to our own. I really like the look of these guys. They look like sort of like sentinel samurais, don't they? They look pretty darn freaking mental. But I think if there was a new race to come into game, what we haven't really got is the pure Atlantids, what the Atlantids were before they became the autophage. I mean, there is hints that they were Korvax prior, so I don't know whether there's a transition state there. And also, the Atlantids also reference do not drink of the water. And we've had that gnarly sort of face with the tentacles on and stuff like that. I'm wondering whether we might get a more sort of an aquatic-looking race, a little bit like Tethys, a little bit like that weird guy that we got the visage for. But I'm also wondering, what do the pilots of the living ships look like? You know, is there a... We've got the Realm of Glass. I'd imagine these guys in the autophages reside in like the Realm of Glass, a robotic-y type race there that's almost sentinelized. And then I'd imagine whatever's in the void, where we got the void eggs from, to hatch our living ships, I'd imagine it's going to be more organic. So maybe this fishy type, aquatic-y looking, or the one-eyed sort of weird visage that we got a couple of Halloweens ago. I'm thinking more organic, more creepy, more sort of underwater, but not, you know, that sort of a race. So maybe we might get to see some of that happen this year. Maybe we might get to see the Realm of Glass come to actuality. I'm hoping we get to go and rescue Ariadne, because she went missing into the void aboard a dark freighter. There's a lot that could happen this year, but I'm thinking around the the Halloween-y type area, fall, as soon as summer comes to its conclusion, or at its height and it's about to trip over into fall, I think that's when we're going to see something special happen. And I think it's going to be very much part 4 to the ARG, and it completes the Void Mother, the Realm of Glass, or even the Void. I think it's going to be a creepy one. That's what I think, people, and I think it's going to be a large update, and I think it might give a little bit of a rebalance to some of the game mechanics. I mean, I think the universe now is fantastic. I think we've got a lot more variety in these purple systems, and I think all that's lacking now is to get the story all tied up and to get a lot of the loose ends finished and polished, and a lot of the game mechanics finished and polished, and definitely fix any sort of teething issues, bug issues with multiplayer, especially since multiplayer is going to be core to the actual game that they're working on. Light No Fire, I just think multiplayer has to be super solid for that to work. So that's my predictions for the rest of the year, people. Not just the next month, but the next month, I don't think we're going to see anything happen for at least the next 4 weeks. Till next time, goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. And of course, as always, sound off in the comments. Let me know. Do you think I'm right on this? Bye-bye.